Hello, welcome to day 3 of January, and this is a nice restorative, restful practice. So yesterday, if you did the strong flow, well done. Today is going to be much slower, very much grounding, staying low to the ground. I hope you enjoy it. So a couple of things you might want. If you have a bolster at home, you might want to grab it. If you have an eye pillow, you might also want that. And blocks. You do not need any of these things. If you don't have a bolster, I'd highly recommend grabbing yourself a pillow from your bed, and we can use that. And if you don't have blocks, you might be able to use some hardback books or something, but you don't need them. We're going to start lying down today. So bringing yourself onto your back, finding a comfortable position. So you might have your bolster under your knees. I'm going to use a block under my head, just because it feels a little bit nicer. But you do what you need to do. You might have legs out long, you might start with knees bent and resting together as I am. But starting by just closing off the eyes. Just allowing the body to be heavy. So if you're doing this at the end of a day, maybe the mind is still a little busy from the day. But seeing if you can just take some time to move away from the outside world. Bring yourself into your inside world. Just beginning to check in with how you're feeling without any judgment. Sometimes this time of year can feel a little bit uneasy. All of these expectations of a new year. That lull feeling at the beginning of January. But I want you to just remind yourself how important these moments are to take time for you. Just being proud of yourself for getting on your mat today. In the stillness, start to just notice your breath, the gentle rise and fall of the chest, the inhales and exhales. Just beginning to deepen that breath, so get control of it. Inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the nose. Inhale deeply and exhale completely. Just beginning to find a soft, gentle rhythm with your breath. See if you can stay with this throughout the class. So just starting to wiggle fingers, wiggle toes. If you're using the bolster under you or a pillow, just move it out to the side now. Take the legs all the way down to the ground and reach the arms overhead. Find a full body stretch. So inhale as you reach through fingers and toes. Exhale, just relax the body where you are. Let's do one more like that. Inhale, reach. And exhale, let go. From there, begin to bend the right knee in towards the chest. Left leg stays out long. Just squeeze the right knee in. Either squeezing it in towards the chest or maybe taking it out to the right and squeezing it in towards the right armpit. But as you do that, as you squeeze in, think about trying to reach away through the left leg. So you've got this two-way stretch going on. So reaching through the left toes, drawing the right knee in. Bringing that knee back towards the chest if it's out to the right. Holding onto the back of the thigh. Point the toes straight and through the leg. Flex the foot and bend the knee completely. So point and straighten. And flex and bend at the knee. Do that again. Point, straighten through the leg, and flex and bend. A couple more of these at your own pace. The next time the knee is bent, bend your left leg, sole of the foot to the ground, cross the right ankle over the left thigh. Open that right knee to a figure 4 shape. So you could stay here. If you want a little bit more, bring the left knee in, grab hold of the back of that leg, threading the arms through the legs, just drawing the left knee in towards the chest. At the same time, trying to press the lower back down towards the ground. Now your option is to stay here if you want to add a little hamstring stretch for the left leg. Begin to straighten the left leg, and maybe you could even grab hold of the big toe with the 2 peace fingers of the left hand. And these are all options. If you have that left leg extended, just bend the knee. Bring the left sole of the foot down. Keep the right ankle crossed, arms to cactus, and allow the right foot to drop over to the left into a spinal twist. Option to use the left hand just to gently encourage that stretch, encouraging that twist. Take a deep breath into your right side. And gently bring the knees back to center, uncross the legs, take the right leg down to the ground, left knee draws in towards the chest. So again, either drawing it straight into the chest or out to the left slightly, drawing it in towards the armpit. Reaching away through that right leg, so point the toes and try and reach. Imagine you're trying to get longer. Bringing the knee back in if it's out to the side. Hands behind the thigh now. Begin to straighten the leg, point through the toes. Flex the foot and bend the knee completely. So point as you straighten. Just start to move at your own pace. Flex the foot as you bend the knee. Next time the knee is bent, right knee bends, sole of the foot to the ground, and cross the left ankle over the right thigh, opening to that figure 4 shape. You can stay with this. Again, the option is to bring the right knee in, thread the hands through the legs, and draw that knee closer in towards the chest, pushing the left knee away with that left elbow if you can reach. And trying to press the base of the spine down to the ground as well. Option to add the right hamstring stretch, so straightening through the right leg. Maybe you can grab the foot, maybe not. If you've got that foot, release it. Bring the right sole of the foot down to the ground. Arms go out to the ground. Left foot drops over to the right into your twist. Deep breaths into that left side. And then gently bring the knees back to center, uncross the legs. Draw the knees into the chest, holding on to the knees and just taking them around in circles. So you're just massaging out that lower back. And then pausing with the knees in. We're going to come all the way up. So however you want to get there, bringing yourself up to seated, making your way over onto your hands and knees into our tabletop position. So knees under the hips, wrists under the shoulders. And we'll start with some cat-cows here. Inhale, lift the sit bones, lift the chest. Exhale as you round through the spine, chin to chest. Inhale, arch the spine for your cow. And exhale as you round. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Inhale. And exhale to round. Bring yourself all the way back to neutral. Now you're going to grab your blocks if you have them, if you're using them. You do not need them. We're going to step the right foot forwards. I just like to have my hands on blocks for this because it just feels a little bit more restorative, so you can use them as support, as balance. So we're coming into a right leg low lunge. So the toes are untucked at the back, hips are dropping forwards and down. Inhale here. As you exhale, shift the weight back to your half split. Inhale, come forwards into a lunge. And exhale to drop back. So you're going to start to just move between these two poses at your own pace. So don't worry about staying with me. If one of these poses feels particularly nice, you're welcome to stay there. Maybe some little wiggles there before you move to the next pose. And the next time you're in the half split shape, so with that front leg straightening, you're going to pause there. The left hand is going to either stay on the block, but you're bringing the block a bit lower just so it's a bit more stable, or it's coming to the ground. We're lifting the right arm up to the sky, so we're taking a twist. And then you're circling the arm all the way back behind you, all the way down towards the floor, reaching it forwards and circling it all the way back. So trying to make these circles as big as you can. One more. This time as the arm sweeps forwards, begin to bend into that front knee, bringing the hands down to the floor beside the foot. You're in this sort of low runner's lunge, so the hips are heavy and forwards. You might take some little rocks side to side. If you want a little bit more room, your hands could be on the blocks instead. You're here. If stillness feels better today in this pose, then feel free to just pause. From there, we're making our way to pigeon. So you're heel-toeing your right foot across the mat and bringing the right shin down to the ground. So your option for pigeon is to have the left leg out behind. You might place a block under the right sit bone. If this does not feel good for that front knee, you're going to roll onto your right side and bring the legs more into a zigzag shape or a 90-90 shape. We're going to find sleeping pigeon. So you can still come to sleeping pigeon here, resting down to the floor, maybe to a bolster or a block, or you might be in this variation all the way down. So choose where you want to be. We're going to be here for a couple of breaths. And trying to allow yourself to settle into the pose. As you exhale, melting into the floor, relaxing all of the muscles. One more breath here. Slowly begin to make your way out of pigeon. We're going to make our way back through a tabletop position. So push into the hands, just slide that right knee back. We're coming to our lunge position on the left side. So your left foot is going forwards. Again, I like to use the blocks, but it's up to you. Hips are just dropping forwards and down. We'll start here with an inhale. Exhale as you shift back, half split. So just begin to work between the two. And again, if you want to stay in one position, take some little micro wiggles there, you can. This is your practice. I'm just here to guide you, give you some ideas, but move in a way that feels good in your body today. Next time you're in that half split, pause there. The right hand can stay on the block, but just bring it onto a lower setting if you were on the highest. Inhale and reach the left arm towards the sky. So the whole time you're thinking of pushing that left sit bone out behind you. And then begin to sweep the arm all the way back, all the way down to the ground, reaching it forwards. So you're opening up the chest as you draw that big circle, and just notice if you feel the sensation of the stretch in the leg change as you do this. So remember, everything in the body is connected. So this movement, you might actually feel it intensify the stretch down the back of the leg. Good, and then from there, as you sweep forwards, bend the front knee, hands to the floor or to your blocks into this low runner's lunge. And just pausing here, maybe wiggling out the hips. Okay, making your way to your pigeon. This side might be different, so choose which variation you want to go for, wiggling the left foot across the mat, bringing the shin down. Right leg can either be out behind or coming onto that left side, and you're here. You're making your way to that sleeping variation, so hinging forwards from the hips, resting down onto the floor or maybe your bolster. A few more breaths here. Okay, final deep breath in through the nose and out through the nose. Slowly begin to walk the hands all the way in, rolling to your left side this time, rolling onto that left hip. Bringing the right leg all the way around and in front of you. So now we're going to grab the bolster. If you don't have a bolster, you're grabbing your pillow. You're going to take it behind your back. So if you've got a pillow, you might just want to fold it so it's a bit higher up, so you've kind of squished it. It depends how thick your pillow is. But you want to try and make this sort of bolster shape behind you. And then you're draping yourself onto that bolster or pillow. Arms down by your side, palms facing up. And we're just going to be here for a few breaths. So legs can stay as they are, knees bent, or you could take the heels of the feet to the corners of your mat, straightening out through the legs. Trying to take nice deep breaths. So you're taking yourself into this gentle back bend here. So it might feel really tight around the chest area, but still trying to breathe deeply into the lungs. And as you hold here, that stretch will hopefully begin to ease. Okay, final breath here. So if your legs are out long, just begin to bend them back in, soles of the feet to the ground. To come out of this pose, gently roll yourself off to one side and just pull the bolster out from underneath you. Coming onto your back, taking both knees in towards the chest, lifting the feet, and cross your right leg fully over the left. So as if you're sat at a table with your legs crossed. I'm just going to grab a block to rest my head on because of my hair slide. So you're pulling those knees in towards you, lifting the hips and just shuffle the hips over to the right slightly. Allow the knees to drop over to the left. This is our twisted roots pose. In yin, the arms are just out to the sides, relaxing into the twist. Inhale and exhale. Just uncross the legs where they are. Allow the right leg to fall back to center, left leg will follow. And we'll just switch sides. So bring the knees in, cross the left leg fully over the right, shuffle the hips over to the left slightly, drop the knees over to the right into your twist. Thinking about directing the breath into your left side body. And crossing the legs where they are. One at a time, the knees fall back to center, bring them into the chest. Give yourself a big hug here. And then making your way to your Shavasana. So maybe if you've got that pillow or bolster, you could drag that back in, have it underneath the knees. Arms are by your side, palms facing up. If you've got that eye pillow, place it on your eyes now. If you've got a blanket so you can get really snuggly, get yourself comfortable. Just begin to let go. There's no more effort required. Let go of controlling the breath now. So I invite you to stay as long as you can in your Shavasana. We're going to end the practice here today. So if you have the time, staying here for another 5, maybe even 10 minutes. If you're ready to move on with your day, you could begin to find a little bit of movement and just gradually make your way out of your practice. Thank you for joining me today. Namaste.